Hello and welcome to an all-new Player 2 Plays. My name is Paul James, and in this week's episode we're going to be playing a beloved classic, Secret of Mana. A game that was released by Square Enix back in 1993 and has been released on iOS, it's come to Nintendo Switch, it's been on Wii, it's getting re-released this February on the PS4 and the Vita, and presumably it's going to come to a bunch of different platforms in the future. So, I'm in the character creation screen, I've named myself, let's kick things off. Now, this is an RPG, so of course we're getting lots of narrative background here. Thankfully, the intro is not super long in the case of Secret of Mana, but I'm going to give you a moment or two to kind of consume it all. Now, of course, those curtains on the side, they weren't in effect in the game. I am playing this on the Super Nintendo Mini, or Classic, and I set it to 4x3 mode, just so that I could get the genuine feeling. Now, this is a very well-known intro if you've played the game at all. The characters are walking along the bridge, along the, I guess, the fallen tree branch here, bridge, and things get a little bit ugly. And that is when we make an incredible discovery. After a nasty fall, of course. There's lots to see. You can kind of walk off in the wrong direction. There's before hitting the main point of this trip. But we're being beckoned across this little bridge, and you can see the Sword of Mana in the background here. These bushes we can't get through until we get the sword. At the moment we had no intention of picking up the sword, but there's no other way through it, so we're going to have to go scoop it up. Some sort of spirit talking to us here, wanting us to pull the sword out. And of course, suspicious looking sword, I'm going to grab it. And now I have this very fancy sword. Now you can see the percentages filling up at the bottom there and underneath my health bar. So essentially that determines how effective your attacks are. So when we get to an enemy shortly, if I slash when that thing is fully charged up, that's when I'm going to do the most possible damage with the sword at that particular level. If I slash while that percentage is lower, it's going to do less damage. So if you hack, you kind of get penalised. So we come across a rabbite. It's going to attack me. See, I hit it and I did 14 damage. I'll do the same again. 18 this time. Whereas, when I go and find another one, and I slash a little bit half. See, only one. So I'm doing less damage as a result now. It's got pretty low HP, so it didn't take that much to kill it anyway. I'll always slash through the grass just because there's drops, item drops every now and then. In the form of chests, they'll give you candy, chocolate, those sort of health restorative items. And we'll continue on Now, as I get more proficient with the sword, it levels up, just as I do, and the perk of that being that I can charge the weapon to do a more powerful attack, and they visually indicate that it's a more powerful attack. It's quite clear. You see where percentage bar is at the bottom, you'll see it start to charge and fill. You have to hold the attack button and then release in order to do that. But they can really spike in power towards the end there and pack a fair punch. Now at the end of the day, Secret of Mana is an RPG, so you can farm a little bit in this. It's not as necessary as, say, Final Fantasy games that Square Enix made back in the day. But there are perks to it in terms of item drops, in terms of powering up your sword, or other weapons that you acquire throughout the course of the game. All of those display in the weapon wheel here. That was a simple press of the Y button in this particular case. That wheel that we're seeing there, that will populate with more weapons as we progress through the game. And with simple up-down button presses, you get to all the important screens in the game. So from the equip, where you can select your different forms of armour. At the moment we've only got these overalls, but we'll be able to get different sorts of helmets and those sorts of things throughout the course of the game and get better pairs of armour. We'll head back. And you can view your stats, so you can see how you're leveling. So you can see, for example, I've acquired 10 XP so far. I only need 6 in order to level up. You can see all my stats down the side, the amount of money I've got, the mana power, which will reveal itself later in the game. And your weapon levels, which I was talking about before. So you can actually see already the 0.9 there, that I'm already getting pretty close to leveling up the rusty sword. There we go, my weapon skill's up. So to my point before about charging it, I'll slash, I'll hold it, and you can see it was a slightly more dramatic attack. That damage, that will do heightened damage should I decide to attack an enemy with that. Let's try. See, 27, one hit kill. And as you can see, based on the damage there and the fact that I'm doing some zeros, that hack and slash approach just doesn't work in a game like Secret of Mana. You really need to take your time, skirt around the sidelines there, and wait for the optimal opportunity like I just did then. We're not too far now from the main village, or at least my home village. We've reached level 2. There's no great perks there outside of improvements to your stats, your attack, defense, HP, all that sort of stuff. And you see now my strongest attack's doing 19, not 18 like it was before, so it's only a small improvement, but as the game progresses, and as your weapons level up along with your overall level, those benefits really start to shine through. So I've reached my little town. So I've managed to get back after falling off that bridge there. And this is where things are going to get a little bit nasty. So this is the town elder. They're all initially quite concerned that I was hurt and thrilled that I'm okay, before a little revelation. And they've found my rusty sword. Kids are impressed, the elder not so much. So I've drawn a weapon that basically has released a whole bunch of monsters into the world, and now the village is in danger, as they're essentially attracted to my sword. kind of getting it handed to me here. And this is where things get ugly. So chubby old Elliot's trapped in the corner there, and I've got a sword, so I'm going to have to use it to kill this giant thing. And this will require a bit of patience. So there are status conditions. You can see that I've been knocked unconscious there, and there's absolutely nothing I can do until he either attacks me or I come to. Time of it here, but I'm going to get saved even in the instance that things go badly. I'm going to get bailed out regardless. Unfortunately, a lot of these attacks are basically unavoidable at this particular stage of the game, and for all intents and purposes, I've died here, but I get helped out. It's the only time in a game that something like this will happen. But it's essentially because I can't really defend myself, and this guy has some serious ranged attacks, and I'm about as low level as they come. Oh. More healing. Come on, make it. There we go, got him. And that's your first boss of any sort in Secret of Mana. Few fist pumps. Now, the different orbs, this doesn't kind of reveal itself until maybe another hour or two into the game, but you get opportunities to upgrade your weapons using these orbs, and as a result, the ability to charge your weapon further unlocks. So you can charge it to level 2, level 3, level 4, etc., as you get these orbs to upgrade the weapons, be it your sword, axe, spear, whip, whatever it is you unlock down the track. And at this point you think, great, I've saved the town, everything's great. This Gemma guy starts talking to me. Clearly there's something bigger going on. We'll see what happens. So I've got to go out and save the world. It has to be me, because only the person who draws the sword from the stone can do it. And we're going to end this player 2 plays on a fairly sour note, unfortunately. So I'm going to have to go speak to the Elder. And this is kind of where things get a little bit sad. But also where the adventure really begins. So we'll go up to the Elder's house, we'll go have a chat. Town meeting. Pretty small town, apparently. Here I am, though. I'm the one that's responsible for this. Can't stay in town. Looks like I'm about to get banished, essentially. Yep, getting kicked out of town. So they've got a few goodies for me downstairs, which I'll grab. Thank you, Mr. Elder. 50 GP. That's our currency, of course. A little bit of a sob story before we go. But it gives you a little bit of background about, in this case, Paul. And that's about all he's got to say. Now I've got to get my ass out of town because there's nothing else for me here. They've got a shop. Probably should have, could have bought something before getting into that battle, but whatever. I did it anyway. You got your local inn, which I don't really need now. After that battle, I've been fully stocked up on health. I don't know if he's actually going to sell anything to me. He is. So there's an opportunity to buy a bandana, which probably would have been really helpful in that battle there with a bit more armor. And I also could have bought a couple of wishes, which revives me, but I knew that I was going to be revived, so I didn't bother there. Medical herb, which is good for status ailments, and candy, which restores your health. So at any time, you can carry a maximum of 9 of each of those different items. I probably would have benefited from even having 1 or 2 with me in that last battle, but again, knowing in that particular case that I was going to be revived, I saw no need. So I've got my new armour. I'm going to quickly equip it, not that we'll actually see any more battle while we're out here. You can see my bandana's lifting my defense up another 2 points. And then I'm going to leave town. Basically at this point of no return, you say yes, that's it, it's over. Say no, you've got a bit more time to go and do some shopping. I'm going to say yes because I am done. They are done with me. I don't need you, get out of my life. I'm hereby banished from town, get out of here. And so on that note, we'll kick things off. The adventure continues, but unfortunately that's where I leave you with this Player 2 Plays. Thank you very much for watching. Please make sure to visit the website player2.net.au where you can catch up with all the awesome written content. That includes reviews, previews, features, and a whole bunch of other stuff. The Player 2 draft is not that far. We're not that far into the Player 2 draft at this point. Some games have started receiving some points, so go check out how things are tracking in that space. Make sure to visit the YouTube channel, youtube.com/player2netau, where you can catch up with more episodes of Player 2 Plays, as well as the Insider, there's Patch, there's the Video Games Club, and there's a whole bunch more, all stuff that can only be found at our YouTube channel, so please go and check it out. My name's Paul James, you can find me at PaulJamesP2 on Twitter, and the website you can find at Player2AU on Twitter. Thank you very much for watching, I'll see you next time.